like it that way.
There is a little room up in this front corner here if someone wants to come up here.
There might be people outside here.
Lean against the door and so alarm goes around and check.
Here, Chris, I can just go out the door here in a second.
That have to be wide open. It's a little.
We'll start in about 5 minutes. We're waiting for everyone to get in. The people that are outside, if you could come in, please. All right, I'll call the meeting to order. This is a meeting of the electors of the town of Dayton. The meeting is a town caucus. We're selecting candidates for offices for the spring, April 2015 election for the next term of town board officers. The first order of business will be to select a caucus chairman. Judy Seuss, our town clerk, will serve as the caucus clerk. We will also select or approve the tellers of the caucus. We need to select the tie-breaking procedure in case there's two candidates that are nominated, more than two candidates, I should say, that are nominated, and the final two have a tie vote. So we'll do all that. I have asked Kent Gibbs from Stratton Lake to brief himself on caucus procedures, and I would nominate Kent Gibbs as our caucus chairman.
Second.
Motion made and seconded.
I'd like to nominate Tom Maroney, please.
Second.
Tom, are you prepared for that?
Sure.
Okay. All those we'll do by a show of hands, if that's okay. All those would. All those that would approve Tom Maroney as the caucus chairman, please raise your hand. All those approving Kent Gibbs, please raise your hand. Okay, Tom Maroney, we'll have you as caucus chairman.
He's not a lawyer or something.
Okay, coming in, I felt a little bit like I did with church on Christmas. I was just, when we were walking in tonight, I felt a little bit, had that feeling like I did at church on Christmas. I never seen quite this many people in the town hall. I must confess, I'm new to the town of Dayton. I've only lived here since 1978. I don't know half of the people that are here. So I'm glad we're having this town caucus, and we should have it more often. As Chris Klein had indicated, one of the things we should discuss and act on is a tiebreaker procedure in the event there is a tie. I would propose that we just...
Can't hear you.
Oh, okay. We need to select a procedure for breaking ties, and just to keep it simple, I would propose that we just flip a coin. Is that agreeable with everyone?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Then what we'll do is if we get to a tie, since there wasn't, we'll just have a vote then, okay? We need next to select 2 tellers. Is there anyone that would, Becky Ham is listed as a one possible teller. Becky, are you here? Okay, and,
Those are election workers,
okay,
so they are used to tallying ballots and counting ballots.
okay, good. So Becky Ham is an election worker, she's here. Would anyone like to second her?
I will second that.
Okay, and all in favor of Becky Ham as one of the 2 tellers?
Aye.
Okay, and is there anyone else that would like to nominate a teller?
I nominate Linda Holtbeck.
Okay, and Linda Holtbeck is also on the list of election workers. So is there anyone that would second the nomination of Linda Holtbeck?
I'll second.
Okay, there's been a motion and there's been second. All in favor of Linda Holtbeck, would you say aye?
Aye.
Okay.
Can I suggest that there be one more person? Because the ballot counting procedure is they will sit with tally sheets. And there will be one person that will call the name, and they'll be marking the tally sheets, and at the end, the tally sheets have to be exactly the same, and then you know you have the exact counts.
I'll make a motion for Pat Fletcher.
Okay, there's been a motion to have Pat Fletcher as the 3rd teller. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor of Pat Fletcher, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, then we're gonna move right into the nominations for, there's gonna be nominations for the town board chairman, and then the supervisors, the treasurer, and the clerk. And we'll start with the town board chairman. And what I'd like to do is after someone's name has been placed in nomination and second, when that's all done for each office, is give the candidates 2 minutes simply to introduce themselves to you all, so you have some idea who you may be voting for. Okay, I would entertain a nomination from the floor for the town board chairman. Yes,
I
sir.
want to nominate Dave Armstrong.
Okay, there's been a nomination. There's been a second. Okay, and is that Armstrong? Dave?
Yes,
And is he here?
yes,
Okay.
but I can't get there from here.
Okay, good. Then we would entertain any other nominations. Yes, ma'am.
I nominate Chris Klein.
Okay, there's been a nomination of Chris Klein. Is there a second to that nomination?
Second.
Where was the second? First. And then, so we have a nomination and a second. Is there anyone else that would like to nominate a candidate for town board chairman?
I move nominations be closed.
Second.
Okay. Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? I would just indicate then that the nominations are closed, and we have our 2 candidates for town board chairman. And now I'd like to just give each of them 2 minutes to tell you a little bit about themselves. And if you wouldn't mind, could you be the timekeeper? Mr. Powell, could you be the timekeeper?
Oh.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Like most of you, I have a vested interest in this community. I have all 3 children and all 3 grandchildren living right here in Waupaca. That's sometimes a good thing, usually a good thing. And my history in this town goes back 50 years, beginning with my grandparents who lived here for many years. My first trip here was in age 7, been a property owner here for 16 years and a full-time resident now. A little bit about my work experience. I started out at a very young age as a laborer on a concrete construction crew, did that for about 5 years. Got my degree, went to work in the steel industry, where I worked for about 2/3 of my career was in the steel industry, primarily at 2 United States steel plants, where I was first a turn foreman, then a foreman, then a superintendent, and like that. So I learned a lot about operations there, and a lot about dealing with people, and a lot about dealing with conflicts and resolution of issues. After that, I went to work in the gypsum industry, where I worked for United States Gypsum for probably the last 10 years. There, my final position there was general manager of capital projects. So I learned a lot about project work there, a lot about budgets, a lot about scoping jobs, a lot about construction, a lot of things that I believe would qualify me very well for a job with the township. Now, I'm just recently retired. And my wife, Ann, back there, she wants me out of the house now. So this is a good opportunity to both serve the community and take care of my wife's needs. Mostly to serve the community, which I think I can do very well. My goals for the township are simple right now. First of all, communication and goodwill. We all need communication and goodwill. That comes not just in these meetings with open conversations, but also face-to-face and electronic. No pet projects. Okay, and I'm done. An awful lot of what I would do is TBD based on what I hear all you say. So thank you very much.
I'm Chris Klein. I'm your current town board chairman, and I've served the town of Dayton for 6 years now. I've been involved in town of Dayton going back to the early 1990s, working on various planning projects for the town of Dayton. And I've now been your town board chairman for a total of 6 years. My goals are to continue to work with the residents of the town of Dayton, continue to seek grants to lower costs for town residents, and continue to plan for the future of the town of Dayton. I've lived in the town of Dayton for 30 years. My 2 daughters were born here and grew up here. My wife has taught at the high school now for, we'll just say it's a long time. She retired and she went back to teach part-time, so she's still at the high school even though she's retired. So I work at Neville Motors and have for 30 years. I've tried to respond to the needs of the residents, and every time someone has called me, I've gone out there, and I hope to continue. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave, and thank you, Chris. Now, since there's just 2 candidates that were nominated, they'll go on the ballot for the April election. There's no need to vote for that position tonight, and thank you. Okay, next is the supervisors. That's a little different situation. There are 2 supervisor seats, so we'll take the nominations. When you get to the supervisors, you can vote for 2. Because, well, we'll see how many nominations we get, but there's 2 seats, so you can vote twice. So could I entertain, yes, sir?
I'd like to nominate John Miller.
Okay, John Miller has been nominated. John Miller has been nominated. Is there a second?
Second.
I second it.
Okay, thank you. John Miller's on the ballot. Yes, sir.
I'd like to nominate Jim Pagel.
Okay, Jim Pagel. Is there a second to that nomination? Okay, there is a second to that nomination. Yes, sir.
I'd like to nominate Jane Hosh.
Jane Hock.
I'd like to second that, please.
Okay, thank you. There's been a second. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
I'd like to nominate Steve Arndt.
Steve Arndt, is there a second to that nomination?
Second.
Second, okay.
What is that last name?
Steve Arndt. A-R-N-D-T. Any other nominations? Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to nominate Mike Halpin.
Mike Halpin, is there a second to that
Second.
nomination? That nomination was seconded. Anyone else? Okay. Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? Are there any more nominations? Hearing none, the nominations are closed. And now at this time, we'll vote. And vote for 2 people. There's 2 seats. And you should have ballots. Everyone should have ballots.
Are they going to speak
Oh, yes.
beforehand or afterwards?
No, why don't we, it make more sense beforehand? I'm sorry I forgot that. Let's start with, just go right down the line, John Miller.
You got an attorney doing that, he should be able to know that.
Okay, John Miller is going to speak.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you for coming. My name is John Miller, and I'm running for supervisor. I've been a homeowner in the town of Dayton for 23 years and a resident since 2011. I have a degree in business, and I'm retired. The bulk of my time has been spent in the insurance industry. And my specialty in the insurance was in mass marketing insurance programs to associations. What that means is groups like the Wisconsin Legion. If you're a member of the Legion or the Legion Auxiliary in Wisconsin, you probably have some insurance plan that I was involved with at some point in time. A real quick story within my time is years ago, when I was a young guy, I called on the individual who was responsible for the Wisconsin Legion insurance program in Milwaukee. And I met this guy, and I didn't really get along with him. He didn't really like me, and that was the end of the story. And I thought I wasted a lot of time. And little did I know that 2.5 years later, I would marry his daughter. And my wife is still over there. And I love her father dearly. Anyhow, to be serious again, I'm running for a supervisor in the town of Dayton. I want to take an active role in the town. I've been to lots of meetings. One of the things I think that I can bring to the table, and one of my core values, or 2 of my core values, is really, 1, accountability, and the second is transparency. And I'll tell you what I mean by those in a second. As an active member working with the board, what I want to do and contribute is to develop a long-range business plan. In other words, a 3-year business. I'm over. I want to work for you. Thank you. You know, if you had to speak for 2 minutes in school, it would be an eternity. When you're in a forum like this, it's a little different. Okay, Jim Peglow, could you come up here, please?
I'm Jim Peglow. I have served the town for 5+ years. I started off as a supervisor. I moved kind of rapidly into chairman for the remainder of that first term and my second term as chairman. I then stepped down. I had family responsibilities I had to tend to, and I was asked to fill a vacancy on the board this past year, and I stepped into that role. I've served, I believe, anybody that calls, I respond to their calls. I'm here to try to communicate with everybody and run an efficient town. I don't need 2 minutes. I appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Okay. John, did you want to come up here and use the
No.
rest of his time? Okay, then Jane Hosh.
I know a good number of people in here, but certainly not everybody. I'm retired mostly from Fox Valley, most of my time in 37 years of teaching is from Fox Valley Tech. My degree is in math, and as far as the town of Dayton goes, I've been living in the town of Dayton for the last 20 years. I built a house here. I'm into sustainability. It's what a lot of people know me for. A number of years ago, Georgia, Lynn, and I were the ones that did the Dig newsletter for 3 years and got that out to you before we had the website. I'm on the Plan Commission. I'm also on a county implementation steering committee and involved in the community. And I want to see good communication in this township and more involvement of people. Is that 2 minutes?
Steve Ard.
Stuck him in the corner. Hello, I'm Steve Arndt. I'm relatively unknown. I sit on the Plan Commission. I've been a resident of Wapaka County for 12 years. I've been a resident of the town of Dayton for 6. My background is I am a veteran. I served in the Coast Guard for 8 years. I currently hold a position as Assistant Vice President of Information Technology at First National Bank. I'm a single father of 3 daughters. Sorry. I tried to word that properly when I was standing over there and I screwed it up. A single father of 3 daughters. I'm very good at conflict resolution. I think what this town needs is someone that's unknown, a new face, a fresh person. So I appreciate your vote.
And Mike Haplin.
Just when I asked, do I have to? I'm Mike Helpin. I've been a property owner since 1998 in the town of Dayton. I have a bachelor's degree from University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee in finance. Been in business since, let's see, first job was 1976. I sold my last business to the company I worked for, Stewart Title. Okay. I spent 3 years on the Wapaka City Council. I was on the Planning Commission then. And my goal in the town of Dayton is to restore some sense of financial responsibility so that we can move forward and to someday have the town board like the referees in a football game. They're there, but we just don't notice them. Thank you. I appreciate your vote.
Okay, now is the time to vote, and just to remind you, we have 2 seats, so you can vote for 2 people. No more than
It's the
2
green-
people.
The green ballot that you received.
I have an idea. Short recess, and they're gonna count the ballots.
Before you go.
And then when they come out, we can announce
No, I'm
the
gonna
results.
ask if
And then we're gonna
there's
proceed
every
to the
other
election for, the nomination
No, it's not that
for
heavy.
treasurer and
It's not that heavy.
clerk.
People are still trying to write them in there. That's fine.
30
Last call for any green ballot.
You're the final ones coming.
Will they have to use the
No, that
right
was,
color?
oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is this empty, everyone?
Yes.
Yep, empty.
So you are fine with the tallying process?
Yep, I
One of
think
you
so.
will call
Yep.
and.
And
you
two will tally.
Okay. Thank you.
John Miller. Jane Hosh.
Children age 15, 17, and 19, so they've gone through the school district. We've had a home in the township of Dayton since 2000, and we've had a business here in town called Uptown Pizza that was in business for 9 years, I think it was. Currently, we just bought another business. We own Team Outfitters, so those of you that have heard of that, we took that over. Currently, I am at Jansen Accounting. I've been there for 7 years. I do mostly payroll, and that's about it. Appreciate your vote.
I'm not talking for 2 minutes. I have been a resident of the town of Dayton since 1976. My husband and I raised our 3 children here. Our children are actually the 5th generation from his family that have lived in the town of Dayton. I have been town clerk for over 20 years. I was recruited by Alice Hanson to take the position so she could retire. I also work at Riverside Medical Center for the chief financial officer and for the CEO. And I really enjoy serving the town of Dayton and its residents, and I would appreciate your vote.
And Brenda, what?
I'm the one that sends you the Christmas card every year and takes your money. And I enjoy every minute of it.
Short and sweet, right? Tom Van Veen. Tom.
I'm Tom Van Veen. I've lived here for about 20 years, in the township for 18. I'm an accountant over at the district office for the Assemblies of God. I've been there for 20 years. Raised my kids here, 2 in college now, 2 still at home. And it's kind of a surprise to me being nominated, but, but that's okay. I really don't know what else to say. I'm not a real good public speaker, but I'm an accountant.
Yeah, then the only thing left would be to wait till the vote comes back. And as chairperson, I'd just like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. This truly is democracy at its best. And I'm just so proud of everyone in the town of Dayton.
Thank you, Tom.
Tom, write the names
Could we write the names out on the board, please?
Brenda's was a much better speech than yours, Judy.
Okay, we're gonna put up results of the election. Okay, can you see that? There was John Miller, 129, Jim Peglow, 77, Jane Hosh, 78, Steve Art, 71, and Mike Haplin, 79. So the top four vote getters would be on the ballot in the spring election. So congratulations.
Excuse me, but I need to have the candidates come into the office and fill out some paperwork.
Okay, all
All the candidates that have been nominated need to complete some paperwork.
And otherwise, we're adjourned. And good night.
Yeah.